How happy are you with what you've seen from your team tonight? The result, of course, but the performance that went with it.
Yeah, really good. We care about team spirit. We were there. Of course, there are some momentums. I know that his pressing is really good, but we break up. First half, Jeremy was top. Second half, Semenyo and Erling was much better. So, but all the team, the guys who came from the bench, yeah, good game and first step to reach the final.
So what did you talked about there about Haaland and Semenyo better second half. What more did you ask for at half time?
They were not completely connected. We know that we play a little bit more passes, no long balls, low passes for them, and they were not ready to get that ball. And when Max or Bernardo's or Kusa, they had the ball, they had to be ready to break that line that they make. The three holding midfielders high pressing, and the second half they were more connected.
Semenyo's obviously had an incredible start to his City career. Felt like a bit of an old school City goal, that first goal, one winger to another, maybe a bit Sane, Sterling. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, you're right. Always we push Jeremy to arrive in that positions, but we know that. I think Antonio Raul and Bournemouth make an incredible job with him, and every time the ball is in the other side or right to the box, and these are scrappy balls, sometimes in the box, always is there.
Did you think you'd gone 2-0 up before it was actually confirmed right at the end? Obviously, Semenyo had the ball in the net for a second time, ruled out by VAR for a long delay. I mean, I could tell from you on the touchline you weren't impressed, but what did you make of it?
No, for officials in VAR, they are not able to take a decision. I told the referee first and the second. I don't understand why the 60 minutes the Premier League game here, with the penalty for field, VAR didn't say anything. I understand the 20 minutes in Premier League game here, the penalty for Jeremy Doku with Tio. Take a look. Go to the Sky and ask analysis, and the day after, I didn't finish. And in that moment, and not even the second goal, the line was really perfect, like today, for millimeters. That I don't understand, but I'm pretty sure the official is going to call me tomorrow to say why didn't VAR intervene in these two clear penalties with 0-0 in here in this time. And I tell you today, look in my press conference, they didn't say anything after the game against Newcastle here. Although today VAR intervened. I was waiting in that moment. The two unbelievable penalties, and it didn't happen. But it's okay. We know how it works, and that will make us stronger. I said many times to the team, always is about that. It's in that situation how we react, the way we compete a real game. That is the truth.
So what do you think's happening there? What do you put that inconsistency with VAR?
No,
what do you put it?
You would have said, look, at 60 minutes.
In the league game here?
Yeah, league here, when we lost 2-1. 60 minutes and 20 minutes. Take a look. Take a look at the two penalties. Okay. And VAR it was maybe not 4 officials, it was 3 or 2. It was less. I know that. But it's okay. So I say to you because we won. Tell me if I said something after that game that we lost. Tell me.
Well, I know you didn't mention
10 years. 10 years here. I know what happened. And the line today was perfect, eh? Come on, 9 minutes extra time? So take time not to take a decision for official. Should be the referee to do it. Yeah, in that time, not even make a consideration. But it's okay. We won a lot.
But what are you saying? What do you think is going on there?
I don't know. Ask to them. Who is the boss and the referees? What's the name?
Howard Webb?
Okay, ask to him. Ask to him.
So you don't want to make that point any clearer?
It's the semi-finals, so we play for a lot, to reach the final and everything. But that will make us stronger. That will make us stronger as a team.
It's part of...
But the fact that I didn't say anything, because do you review the finals FA Cup last season?
Did I?
Can you see the FA Cup when Anderson is a red card for touch the ball outside? Did he say anything? Nothing. But that doesn't mean that we don't say anything. The club the first. I don't feel we don't realize.
So is this deep-seated, long-term issues you have with VAR, and you feel comfortable saying it tonight because you still won the game 2-0?
The big teams, the big clubs overcome these situations. If you start to complain today because we won. If you start to, no. It's part of the game, we have to do it better. To do it better. And to do it better. That is what we have to do. Because we know that is going to happen. So we have to do it better. But now take a look at the penalties. Last one.
Could it still have an impact, Pep? Because obviously you've won the game 2-0. If that counts, it's 3-0 and, you've got 1 foot in the final.
That is not the point. They could score goals too. We had to tell that is not about. It's not about that. It's bad why they have 9 minutes to make a VAR disallowed, and why didn't not even say absolutely anything about the two insane penalties with 0-0 in Newcastle.
Okay. We should finish with one more on your team, because you've won 2-0 at Newcastle with a young centre-back partnership. You've become the first team to stop them scoring here this season. So a word for those guys.
What a game, Max and Kusa. Was so good. I think Max today make a good test. We talk about that. So we play at home, but now coming here against Visa, against all the players, against Gordon, against Lang at the end, Voltamate at the end, how we handle it. So we had a good decision to bring him back. So thank you so much again for Pezzolano, Javi Garcia. They have done an incredible job for him, improving his defensive issues he had because with the ball is extraordinary. Extraordinary.
Thank you, Pep.
You're very welcome.
Through the tie, but as that second goal come in at the time it did in the match, did that come as a real body blow?
Yes, a body blow for us, but not fatal at the moment. We're still in there fighting. I think trying to chase a goal in that moment, we needed to defend. We got our structure wrong from that position, and we got punished. I thought the lads gave everything today under difficult circumstances with the extra time on Saturday, and there was a bit of fatigue in our performance, but I can't fault the players.
If you looked at the highlights of that match, the big moments, the big chances, do you feel like you played well enough, created enough for it to be a very different scoreline? Yeah,
I think there was moments there for us, there was chances there. I think we had the first one in the game, the first major chance in the game, and that was a constant sort of theme throughout the match. We battled away. I don't think it was our greatest performance, but there was moments, even at the end, where Nick's nearly got his head on Harvey's cross, and then he's had another really similar moment. We've at the post. James Trafford's made a great save from Johan, so there was opportunities for us.
Do you feel like that first chance, 5th minute, Johan Wissa, is that potentially a real sliding doors moment because of the way it brings the crowd even more into the match? Obviously, you're then ahead. Is that almost the key moment of the match?
Well, yeah, in hindsight now, you'd probably say that's potentially a big turning point in the game. We wanted to get the crowd fully into the match. Manchester City want to do the opposite by retaining the ball and calm the crowd down. So it's always that dynamic between the two teams. Yeah, I mean, Johan's a top player. He's still finding his very best levels after a long time out injured. So maybe in a couple more weeks that might have gone in.
I was going to ask, confident and with rhythm, does he put that in the back of the net?
Yeah, I think so, but I think that's the hand he's been dealt and we've been dealt. All I can look at is the effort levels of the players, and I think considering Saturday's efforts that we gave against Bournemouth, that was a great effort from the guys against the worst team to probably expose that fatigue.
So how much do you think Saturday, and particularly those extra 30 minutes, did play a part in the energy of that performance? I think you even said before the game, with team selection, you felt your hands were tired a little.
Yeah, I think that was the worst preparation, and we knew that at the time, but the priority was to get through the FA Cup. That round was the priority in that moment. So last thing we wanted was 120 minutes before playing these guys. So, but it happened, and that's where I have to credit the players, because I thought our performance was generally very strong. Probably just missing the X factor of that last 5%.
I mentioned the frustration of the second goal. First goal the same as well. You mean you have a couple of big chances to go 1-0 up, and then they score with their first shot on target, and with you have a player off the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, that's the frustrating thing for me, the player off the pitch. I think they need to look at that rule, because JJ's gone down with an elbow to the head. It's not his fault or our fault that he's had to come off the pitch for treatment, and then we get punished. That really stung, that one.
What did you make of the goal they had ruled out, or don't care?
Well, it's not that I don't care. I'm pleased, obviously, it was ruled out, but I've got no opinion because I haven't seen it again.
So this team, under you, has often broken new ground, made history. Is that the way you sell the second leg to the players? Obviously, the away form this season isn't great, the record at the Etihad isn't great, but almost use that.
Yeah, I think that's what we have to do. I think you've done my team talk for me to a degree. I think we have to go with the attitude that we can make history, we can get a historic result to try and turn the tie around. We won the Carabao Cup last year. We were very proud to do so, and we want to do everything we can to hold on to the competition. So we'll give everything we can. I think the next goal is key in the game. If we can get the next goal, we've got a chance.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you.
Well, how do you sum it up? 2-0 in the end. I know there was frustration over the second Semenyo goal, but you got it in the end. Sum up your performance.
Yeah, happy. It's just one leg. Still have the second game at home, but a very good result. As you said, should have been 3-0, but yeah, we're quite used to this at the moment.
What did you make of that delay over the Haaland interference? And first of all, was he offside?
I don't know what to say. I don't want to say too much because we know how these things work, but I saw it and it just looks ridiculous for me, but it is what it is. As I said, it's so frustrating because the last time we came here to St James Park in the Premier League, we also had a lot of decisions going against us, and once again tonight, even though we won, it was just quite frustrating, to be honest.
Have Manchester City made a better signing, or has somebody adapted as quickly as Antoine Semenyo in your time at the club? What a start he's made.
Yeah, he looks not just a very good player, but a very good guy, which helps, which fits right into the team. He's a fantastic guy who wants to play collectively, who wants to help us, who wants to have fun, and we're delighted with the way he started. Hopefully, he can keep going.
Yeah, and a final point as well about your young defenders and your goalkeeper too. They've played a part, haven't they?
Well, yeah, Kus and Max, the last games, they were outstanding. The personality, the character that they showed. It's not easy. It's not easy to come into
Made a big step tonight. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Antoine Semenyo has settled in so well. His second goal in 2 games, scored against Exeter in the FA Cup. And when we have a look at the goal, Julian, actually Newcastle temporarily down to 10. Ramsey's off the pitch. That's what happens. You can see him circled there. Talk us through what happens here.
Well, Dako was a thorn in the Newcastle defence all night, and you see there, loose Smiley there, just move forward a little bit, which then encouraged him to go past, I think it's Harvey Barnes, and then it's a great touch, a vital touch from Bernardo Silva, and Semenyo, as he's done all season, he's at the back post.
Yeah, I think you know, when you look at it, it's probably the first thing Miley did wrong tonight. You know, he stepped inwards when he should have just doubled up on Doku, made Doku go inside rather than down the line. Steps inside, Doku sees the chance, plays it across, and a simple.
They got a lot of joy down the left, didn't they? They really attacked that all evening, City.
You know, looking at City tonight, they came here and it looked like Newcastle were desperate to score, whereas City were just taking it in this stride, moving the ball around, knowing that there's a second game to come, and that was it. You know, the desperation for Newcastle to score, and City's calmness is what won them the game in the end.
I mean, Semenyo settled in well. Ditto and Cherki. What a player he looks like. What's he brought to this City team? What extra element has he added?
Flair, composure, importance, vital touches at vital times. And he started off relatively slow, got injured, came back, and since he's come back, he's been immense. His recognition of runners around him and his creativity. Probably hasn't scored as many goals as he probably would have liked, but vital one tonight.
You can see what's to come with him. We was watching him in the warm-up, and we was watching him do some things in the warm-up, and I was thinking, I'm glad you're sitting on the bench, but he's come off and he's got class, he's got lovely little touches, and you know when he gets in and around the box, he's either going to make something happen or he's going to do something himself.
So left-footed, left-handed language style, as it's so elegant. 6 goals already. Chaps, I'm not going to lie to you, the VAR thing drove me mad temporarily, and I know there are plenty of people at home who go, that's fine, and there are plenty of people like me who will be throwing things at the television. Semi-automated offside is supposed to make this really quick. Now, you're going to tell us all why it was definitely offside, in which case, fine. But why has it taken almost 3.5 minutes then on a cold night?
That's the frustration, is the length of time it took. But I don't think they did a great job of explaining it. I think if you understand how it's come about, it's the last line of defence, which technically is Pope when Semenyo touches the ball. So the fact that Pope is ahead of Chow, that's the marker for offside, not Chow. So the fact that they haven't cleared that up, so people are looking at that thinking, well, he's in line with Chow. He's preventing Chow from getting the ball. So technically, on that picture there, they should only be looking at Pope.
Yeah, and you know, that was the frustration. We could see what was happening, and we could see, right, okay, Haaland's got Chow, and he's preventing him from perhaps going to the ball. But the actual thing is he's behind Pope, so he's offside. So why
the point
it
is,
took
it's
so
just
long?
not clear to everybody at home, is it? That's the problem. We're in the entertainment business. It feels like we're in an episode of Poirot trying to work out what all the clues are as to why there's no goal.
But it looks like it's not clear to the people in VAR. Right? That's the problem.
Yeah.
We're seeing it and saying, well, OK, yeah, we know he's offside.
Like,
why is it taking so long?
Like, you shouldn't take that long
So
to
where do you
see
say
that
they should take the line from?
from the end of Pope, so the end of Pope's foot, leg, wherever they're marking it from, and you can clearly see that Haaland's leg is behind him, so technically he's offside. Then they have to gauge whether he's preventing Chow from making a
challenge. Yes,
and they've deemed that he is, so he is offside. I think the right decision has been made, but the frustration is the time.
So if that had been done in like a minute, we would have been fine. It's just how long it's taken. It's 5.5 minutes from the ball going in to the referee announcing to the crowd what's gone on, when it's supposed to be semi-automated.
So that should be happening. That should be happening in less than a minute. We should all know what was happened. And given that, they were saying, we need to draw the lines, and I'm thinking,
I don't even know what semi-automated is. It's either automated or not. Someone's opinion, or it's not. So
I just learnt the words, to be honest, Julian, and I just said them out loud. Thing is, we've come off the FA Cup last week and everyone loved it because the goal went in. We looked at the linesman, the assistant. There we are, there's another assistant. No, flag down, referees, right, on we go.
And there wasn't any decisions that we're discussing.
Yeah,
that's do you know what, today? If they'd have given that as a goal, I don't think anyone would complain.
No one would have said a word, would they? For better or for worse, no one would have said a word.
Yeah.
Newcastle from here, how do you go to the Etihad when you're 2 down?
Yeah, tough. And you could see that, like I said, there was a desperation to score here tonight because you knew going to the Etihad, it's going to be tough anyway, going there 2-0 down. The only thing is that I felt they looked a little bit tired towards the end. And, we spoke about the fact that they played 120 minutes at the weekend. And so there's not much respite, but hopefully they can get a few players back and just have to go and have a go.
Yeah, go and give it a go. Absolutely.
Those are the fine margins, aren't they? Because you were talking about, you all have to learn your trigger points with Eddie Howe. You all have to know when to press, when to double up. And if you are a man down in that channel, then that's how that goal comes, from your perspective, that's how that goal comes about.
Yeah, I think everybody knows the jobs in the team and exactly what they're meant to do. And I think going down to 10 men for however little time that was has obviously affected it, and it is fine margins. We had 2 good chances. Wiss hit the bar, good save from Trough.
And you're just getting momentum as well, wouldn't you? There's a bit of a break in the game, 2 or 3 minutes, and it seemed to affect you more than it did them.
Yeah, hugely. And I think obviously when City go goal up, they can then keep the ball and they don't have to attack as much. And I think that's when they started to grow into the game a lot more and probably got.
I don't think Murphy coming off hindered you a little bit. I thought in that first half it was absolutely excellent, and then it couldn't replicate that in the second half.
Yeah, I think so. I think I said that about Murph before. Everybody knows exactly what's happening with Murph when the ball goes in that space. He's firing that ball across, and as I said, it's fine margins. Like 2-0. To be honest, I didn't think it was a 2-0 game. But yeah, frustrating.
The second goal, deep in second half, substitute, is a great goal. The first thing I thought, Michael, when I saw the replay was, it's all New City that creates this.
Yeah, it's really good. Ait-Nouri, Cherki involved, and Semenyo with the pass. Well, this is what you expect from City players. This is why they've been bought in, and that's why I thought Semenyo was going to be so good, because he can make passes like that. And Cherki, you've talked about him so many times, haven't you, Jamie, how good he is. Both-footed, gets in really good positions, and then the finishing touch as well.
I think so, Micah, because it felt for a long while players like this were going out of the game, what we call mavericks, people that can make those final moments. I absolutely love watching him play. Left foot, right foot, he's a magician on the ball. Just watch how he gets into a lovely position. He's next to the referee, and he just sees a little bit of space opens up. Now he's got his right arm up. Can you play it to me? Antoine Semenyo sees him. Joe Linton doesn't react in time, flicks, and then now he's off. Makes a good bit of aggressive run to get onto the next one. They slide it back to him. It's brilliant by Ait-Nouri, and then he's in a goal-scoring position. Because what I thought when they'd signed him, they've obviously done a lot of due diligence on finding out about players like him. But you never know how they're going to do. You don't know how they're going to adjust to the Premier League, because sometimes players like you can think, well, it's all right when we got the ball, we're going to be fine with it. But what he's actually shown, he can do it with the ball and without it. And I think, when I watch football, when you pay to watch footballers, you want to see someone that can do something that can light the stadium up. I mean, I remember many years ago, they had King Clancy at Man City, someone that can do something, a maverick. Now, Georgie was probably great with the ball, not so good without it, but he actually does a great job without the ball. And you can see, because I reckon there were reservations. They would have thought, is he the sort of player that we want in here? Maybe they'd heard a couple of things without the ball. Is he going to work the team ethic we have here? But I think he's been an unbelievable signing. The signing of the season for me so far. Like, absolutely brilliant. I love to see Mavericks like that play football. You love him, don't you?
What is Pep saying to him?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't lip read, can I?
What? I don't know. You can't. No, that's a fair point. He cost 34 million.
Absolute steal. Absolute bargain. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And I actually spoke to Thierry Henry because he had him for the Olympics under 23 squad. And there was one thing, like you said, Jamie, that wasn't quite sure on his work rate. On the ball, he said he's one of the best. At that age, is one of the best he's ever seen. But Pep, playing for Pep, you know you're going to have to work hard, and that's now what he's added to his game.
He can make the ball talk. You can see it's such his friend. Like, he moves it left foot, right foot, drags it away from you. I'm actually surprised he's not won more penalties because he's always enticed you. Did you play against him early in the season?
Did play against him early in the season, but I think it's probably helped the age that he's came over here as well. You've got like experienced heads in there like Bernardo Silva and Ruben Diaz, and I think when you get a bit older, you get a bit set in your ways, then that's hard to like train that out of you. But I don't think he's probably been given the choice being here. Like, I think City's standards are top of the top, and they won't allow that to happen. And I think he's obviously reaping the benefits from it.
Let's deal with the disallowed goal, shall we? Look, we'll try and talk you through this in amongst everybody in the studio sighing, right? But it was given for offside against Erling Haaland. Now, look, when you look at that, he's actually behind Nick Pope. So when you look at the lines, he is in an offside position. That is what VAR have deemed, and then it becomes subjective. So does the referee think that Haaland, in an offside position, is impacting Thiago's ability to get the ball when it comes off Semenyo's knee? Now, it doesn't matter that they're holding each other because he's in the offside position. So then VAR will say to the referee, this is your call. Do you think Haaland, by doing that, has stopped Thiago from getting the ball or making an attempt to get the ball? And that was why Kavanagh was sent to the screen, and that was why they disallowed it. That's the process. Fill your boots.
Okay, I understand the process, but VAR wasn't brought in for this reason here. This is
5 minutes and 40 seconds.
This is anti-goal, which they said they wasn't going to do. They said they're not going to re-referee the game. This, for me, is re-refereeing the game. And if you look at Thiago and Haaland here, they've both got each other. Okay, on that angle, it looks like Haaland's got him a little bit more. But on the reverse angle, Thiago's got his arm round his neck. So they're both going at it. I don't think, while it might be right, I don't think we should be giving away goals for this.
If they would have given the goal, there wouldn't have been one person who would have looked at this and thought that shouldn't have been allowed. But by the letter of the law, they've actually, whether we like it or not, ends up being the right decision.
Okay, if it was okay, I understand that, and that's totally fair. But why take 5.5 minutes?
5.5 minutes of my life, Michael, I'm never going to get back. Right? And we all sit, and I feel sorry for the fans that have paid, everyone at home,
because they've got no idea.
No idea.
And obviously, to reiterate it, I'm sure everybody watching knows. But when you are in the ground, you don't see any of this that's going on. You're treated like an idiot, aren't you? You're not allowed in the process if you're in the ground.
No, but I think what's happened is they've looked at it and gone, because once you can see that Haaland is, and they're impacting each other, and you can see that he is behind him, which makes deemed an offside position, just give it. If that's what you think. You know, do I think should we, like you're saying, anti-goal? None of us like it. I mean, you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it was a great decision. For me, that's why they
But you mentioned something that I think there's a really important part in this as well, because you mentioned Rodri's impact as well on Joe Linton, who does a great job for you just in the middle of the 6-yard box. So then we can see it again.
Yeah, you just see the way Joe Linton should be middle of the 6-yard box, and Rodri moves him out of the way, which then allows Semenyo to do it. So, and I think Rodri's so good at that. Like, every time I see him to cover City on set pieces, like, he's always the one who blocks or always times it really well. But
look at Thiago's arm round Haaland there.
Yeah, just forget the arms and everything. Do you think that Thiaw would have stood a chance of getting that ball?
What if Haaland's not there?
Yeah,
I think he does. I think, to be honest, I do think it's the right decision. I just don't like this subjective offside. I think it's either it's offside or it's not. And as soon as it says offside, then it's offside. I think subjective is like.
So can you sort of sum it up? It may sound a bit daft, this, but it's the right decision by the letter of the law. But it's not right for football.
No, we don't want to see that. But on the letter of the law, that is, it should have been disallowed. So.
And also, the improvisation by Semenyo is world class. I mean, he could have had 2 goals today. Obviously, the man of the match. What an impact he's made since he's come to Man City.
He's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He started on the right, went on to the left. Looked really positive with him and Doku. And then you've got Cherki as well and Foden. Man City now starting to look like the force. I think in terms of what they're doing defensively, still a little bit not right, I would say. I think they're a lot better when Rodri's in there. Still conceding counter-attacks, but what they've got going
Would you
forward,
go buy a centre-half this January?
No, because I thought Elaine was outstanding. That's how good I thought it was. For a player to come in that young and make the right decisions here at St James's Park, one of the hardest stadiums to come, and look so composed. I'm all for youth. I'd give him a chance.
I think it's a great point because I have to be honest. I was nervous for both of them tonight. Kushanov and Elaine together as a pair. I thought this is a great chance for Newcastle, but I thought they adapted really well. Obviously, they were quick across the ground. I think they never really give Visser an opportunity. Then they had to change the whole dynamic and they had to defend against Voltemada. I agree. I thought I was nervous for them tonight, and it is. And I think the fact we spoke about this earlier on, the fact that he's gone on loan to Watford has given him that confidence. If he'd not got on a loan and did really well, there's absolutely no way Pep would have played him. The fact is he's proved he can play at this level or at certainly Championship, and I thought as a centre back, I think even you would admit they were great today.
Very good. And I think when you're that age as well, and the situation he's brought into, he's kind of got nothing to lose. As in, he's been brought in, there's been a lot of injuries, so they've had to do it. So if he plays well, then great. If not, it's sort of that confidence about him that, I thought he was brilliant tonight. Everything he just did everything really simple. Defended everything he needed to do. And he's
two different players. Elaine cost, I think, 1.5 million from Southampton. That's a great bit of recruitment. And then they've obviously got Kushanov, who's 40-odd minutes at the time. He wasn't quite sure, and it was a struggle for him. And I think getting young players getting opportunities like that, Dan, it's never that easy as well to throw them in.
For Kushanov, I'm sure he came, and I'm pretty sure he didn't speak the language and stuff. And I think it takes time. The Premier League is a hard league to adapt to, and I think it does take time. And I think this probably run of games now that he's going to get is going to do him the world of good.